Hi guys, I teach students how to prepare for the IELTS speaking test. I've made lots of videos to help students, so I'm putting them in a series here on YouTube so you can see examples of how to answer the questions on the IELTS speaking test. Please remember that the topics can change, but the categories do not. The general categories are about travel, family, where you're from, where you have been, where you'd like to go, and so on. So if you remember those general categories and study these videos, you'll have examples of the most important thing on the IELTS speaking test, which is to tell a story. Tell a story about yourself that shows your enthusiasm for the subject, or a memory that's special for you, or your opinion. Those kind of stories are very interesting for the IELTS examiner. The IELTS examiners can do hundreds of different IELTS interviews during a year. They have to listen to many people tell stories poorly because they don't put any life in the story from their own life, or haven't thought about these general categories of subjects. So please let me help you by subscribing to these videos, and you can learn how to be successful on the IELTS speaking test. I've also written a book for my students. You can see the link below, and the book can help you. It has over 150 different examples. The next part of this video will be an example of an IELTS speaking test question that's been on a recent test. Prepare well and tell a great story. You asked about a wedding that I've been to, and now about different wedding traditions in my country. One tradition that continues is the bride wears a white dress of some type. This comes from a very old tradition in Europe where white meant purity. It was the change from being a girl to a woman. And men usually wear some type of suit coat. Either they wear a formal tuxedo with a bow tie, or they may wear a long coat and wear some type of shirt and a tie. Also, another tradition is that the groom will have some of his friends join him when they have the ceremony, and the bride will have some of her friends join her up in the front part if they're in a church or wherever they're having the celebration of the wedding. And so usually the groom will have something called the best man, and the best man is in charge of the ring that the groom or man offers the woman to put on her finger. And also the bride may have the bridesmaids, as they call them, and one of her friends will have a ring that she hands to the bride, and she puts it on the finger of the groom. So that tradition of the ring is still important, whether people are religious or not, or whether they wear a fancy clothes or not. The rings are usually exchanged. The ring comes from a tradition from the Egyptians from several thousand years ago, and it's put on this finger of the hand. In Western countries, it shows the connection of eternity. The ring symbolizes forever because it's round. It has no beginning or end, and that's what marriage is supposed to be about, this beginning that doesn't end, people being together for a long time. So the fancy clothes tradition still exists, and for people who don't do that and dress more casually, they still give rings, and that's a tradition in my country.